So we are talking about here uh, today we'll discuss about conditional probability in detail. And conditional probability, that means in the in that sample of space itself, that means in the random phenomena or random experiment, you are having somehow you come to know some kind of partial information. Based on that partial information, you try to come up with new probability of an event. So if you are having almost all information, then you are able to calculate probability of an event. But suppose you don't have all the information and you are just having partial information, so based on that partial information, you will try to find probability of this same event, but that probability would be different from the actual probability. And here you are just saying that based on that partial information, you are introducing conditioning over the event. So one conditioning, so due to that conditioning, probability definitely it will change. So many things, all these are actually things will come that in prior you will have some probability, prior probability, that that means you are having information about that random experiment completely, and from that random experiment you try to calculate probability of one event, any event. Okay, now apart from that, now someone is coming from somewhere else, and that person is giving little bit in partial information. Based on that, the probability of that event it will be changed. So that how it changes, that change probability we will call it conditional probability. It is happening due to conditioning. And now by introducing prior probability and the conditional probability, we can go to calculate what would be posterior probability. So those things we will see it here. The relation between prior and posterior probability, it will be best explained by Bayes rule, that we will discuss after total probability. So all these are idea of conditional probability. So coming to outline of my today's lecture. So again, first I would like to give a recap of that one slide recap of Monte-Hall problem, and that after that directly I will go to what is the intuitive meaning of conditional probability, and after that I will talk about we can rephrase the definition of conditional probability in order to convert this one as a multiplication rule. Or if you are coming from calculus, you can say that this multiplication rule is nothing, just it is behaving like chain rule. So and chain, if you know about chain rule, then it would be very easy to calculate probability of some composite event. So all about that, that means rephrasing of conditional definition of conditional probability, it becomes a chain rule. And if you understand chain rule, then you will understand total probability, then you will understand the relation between prior and posterior probability, that is best explained by what we call it Bayes rule. So those things we will discuss in detail. So in next class, I'm calling it, this one is pre-cap total probability and Bayes theorem. We will talk in next class. Okay, so in this class, it is all about conditional probability. So before that conditional probability, I will come back to same problem, that Monte-Hall problem. I had already discussed that. Someone mentioned that what is actually problem. So this problem is something like that. Suppose you are in a game show and you are given the choice of three doors. Okay, behind one door there is a prize that we call car. Behind other doors, goats are there. Okay, behind other door, that is the game. Okay, now randomly you pick a door. Say you are, suppose you are a player, you pick a door and say that one is number one. Then the host, who knows what is behind the doors, open another, he will, that host will open another door and he will say uh, behind that door there is a goat. Okay, then he will give an option, do you want to shuffle your choice? That means you had already opted for door one, and the host had opened door three. After that he will give an option, would you like to shuffle your choice, whether you go for door two. So based on that, you have to identify what is the best chance of winning the car when you switch. So based on switching event, what would be the here event is happening switching the door. So based on that, how you can get best winning probability. So that is the question here, question that you have to find. So in order to understand this one in a proper way, we need to know what are the outcome in this uh, problem. So in order to understand outcome, you can see that there are three layers. So first layer, you can say that it is car location layer. It is simply it as obvious that car may be behind door A, car may be behind door B, or car may be behind door C. This one is the first layer information. Now second layer information is coming with respect to that when you are going to play. So suppose car is behind door A, then you are the initial guess of your playing ability, it will have that suppose you are a player, so in a player's initial guess it will be it may be that player may guess it may be behind door A, it may be behind door B, it may be behind door C. So you may opt A, B, C, any of three with equal probability, that 1 by 3. So suppose initial guess of the player is 1 by 3. Based on that, host is observing all those things. So this one is the first observation of the car location. This one is the second layer. We are talking about second observation, and second observation it is coming from the player's approach, and third observation is coming from the host approach. So host is observing. Host has already seen that player has opted for door A. Then host doesn't have to look for A because it is already revealed to host. So host will have two options. Either host will look for door B or door C. So that's where this layer is coming with respect to host. Similarly, if you come for this branch, then what you observe, this one is the assumption that you are taking car might be behind door A. Then now players is assuming that car might be behind door B, and here host is observing. Host has already seen that one is coming car location might be behind door A, and another door B is already revealed to both A and B are revealed to host. So here door A, door B both are revealed to at this juncture. A and B both are revealed to host. So that's where host will what? He will look for the third door C. So third door, because in this situation host will have only one option. So only one option means a very certain kind of event. What is the probability of certainty? Probability of certainty is 1. So with probability 1, host will choose C. Similarly, if you go this through this path, that means car location might be, suppose it might be behind door A, and player is opting for door C, and here host is sitting there. So host in the third layer, host have already aware of that has already observed these two activities. That means regarding door A and door C. Then host will automatically look for B with because host will have only one option. So that's where host will look with B with probability 1. So that's where this event is coming. So this is the way to understand how these outcomes are coming. Now when the problem is all about switching, so in order to win, in order to win that car with certain amount of probability, so you have to look for switching. So where do you observe switching? So here you observe switching, 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 here you observe switching. So just sum up all these probability of this outcome, and that will define the probability of switching. That will define the probability. Just tick mark, go and sum it up. I had already told that if you try to find probability of an event, what you do, look inside the event, what are the outcome, and outcome happens to be, we know that happening of one outcome definitely kills the happening of other outcome. So if you take any two outcome, those happens to be mutually exclusive. So that's where addition of the probability of outcome in order to calculate probability of an event is permissible. So just sum up all these probability and you will get the probability of switching in order to win the car. What will be probability of switching in order to win the car? That is the question. You can do it. All about this problem of Monte Hall problem approach. You can change your event as well. So if you want to take, so in last class I had taken 3 events, so you can go for other 2 events as well. So now it is all about Monte Hall problem. So we will go for conditional probability. Okay, so am I audible or not? Anyone respond? Okay, respond by voice. Am I audible or not? Are you listening me or not? Anyone respond? Okay, I'm going forward. Conditional probability. I was talking about conditional probability. So what is conditional probability? So conditional probability, it is actually a new kind of probability. There you need to introduce some partial information, and based on that you will go further. So regarding that a specific some random experiment. Some network issue is there. Okay, so I think sorry, sorry, actually there was some network issue. So am I audible or not? Okay, let me know. Actually, you may put message in WhatsApp as well if you face any kind of network connectivity, any issue with network connectivity. Let me know. I think I lost the connection for just few minutes. So I think I had already explained the Monte Hall problem. So I will go for mm, conditional probability. Okay. So whether are you able to see slide till now? Slide is visible or not? Anyone respond? Whether slide is visible or not? Not visible. Now tell me, is it visible? Okay. Okay. Actually, I lost the connection for few minutes. So I was here. Conditional probability. I was discussing about conditional probability, and conditional probability. What is happening that we are introducing conditioning over an experiment by introducing some partial information either from our side or from problem side or from somewhere else. So based on that partial information, we try to update the probability of the event. So prior probability might be, prior means I'm saying prior probability, that probability with respect to the given situation, what experiment we had, and what kind of information we had, all the possible information related to that event we had there. So based on that we try to find prior probability. That means if you're tossing a coin, then all what are the possible outcome? It would be either head or it would be either tail. Okay. So from there we can calculate probability of head. It would be probability of head would be 1 by 2, also probability of tail will be 1 by 2. So these probability what we are calculating with respect to a random experiment, these are actually prior probability. Now what is happening that somehow some further information are coming, some partial, we don't have complete information, we partial information we are getting. So with respect to that we will get conditional probability. So that conditioning approach I will discuss here. So conditional probability, it provides us with a way to reason about the outcome of an experiment based on some partial information. So here there are some examples that we can see over that source of partial information, how these things are coming. Like in an experiment that involves two successive rolls of a dice, and you are told that the sum of the two rolls is 9. You that here partial information. What is partial information? Here the partial information is given that sum of the two roll is 9. Then you have to find the probability, how likely is that the first roll is 6. So here if you try to roll two dice, then here outcome would be what? Tuple, two tuple. What would be outcome? Always try to define outcome, and how many outcome would be there? That means what would be a sample size? 36. Any answer? Are you able to listen me? Yeah, 36 in total. In sample space there would be 36, but information, what information you have given, that means it is talking about sum of the roll is 9. Then what are the possible outcome would be there in the with respect to this information? What would be those? Sum is 9. That means it would be when you will get 9, 2 plus 6, it will go up to 8. So you have to go in the first roll. Suppose you are getting at least 3, then 3 onward, then you will get a sum of 9. So 3 comma, first would be 3 comma 6, 3 plus 6 is 9. Then next outcome would be in order regarding, I'm talking about this partial information, I'm not talking about complete sample space, I'm talking about with respect to this partial. This is the partial information. 3 6, next outcome would be what? 4 5. Okay, what would be next outcome? 5 4. Likewise 6 3. So these are the possible outcome with respect to this partial information. Okay, so that means you know about this event. So this is the partial information. Based on this, you have to find what is the probability that first roll was 6. What is the probability? Suppose we call this partial information B, because it is an event, so B, and suppose you are calling this event A, that first roll is 6. So what would be probability of A? Initially, if I'm asking probability of 6, it would be something else. Now I'm asking what would be probability of A. If I'm asking you what would be probability that first roll is 6, if I'm saying that first roll is 6 without any partial information, then how many possibility will come here? 6 possibility will come for this event. 6 possibility will come, and that prior probability would be that, if you consider, I'm calling this vacant space 6. So 6 outcome are there in A, 6 outcome of the sample. So that's the probability of A would be what? 6 by 36, that means 1 by 6. Probability of A would be 1 by 6. This one is the prior probability. Now we are having this information. So this one was without any information. That means regarding sample space, we had this probability, that probability of A was 1 by 6. Now here we are having, we got some update that it is saying that sum of the roll is 9. So this update, based on that, what will be probability of A when we come across to know that partial information B? What would be new probability? Anyone can say that? Because I think you all are aware of conditional probability from high school. So what will be probability of A given B? This probability we are calling conditional probability. So what would be that? Anyone? Just try to find it. Here one idea I will give it. Don't try to apply formula, that ratio formula, frequency formula. What you do, try to look how much of A is happening in B. So how much of A? So how much A you will observe, the how much of A is in B. That means when you observe first 6 in B, first 6, so only this one is having first section 6 in B. So that's where probability how much of A is happening in B? Only one outcome of A is in B. And how many outcomes are there in B? In total there are 4. So probability would be 1 by 4. You can observe that due to this partial information, probability of A has been updated. Now this probability is 1 by 4. Initially it was 1 by 6. Now this probability is 1 by 4. That means probability is improved. Probability of this A has been improved due to partial information. Okay, so if the improvement of probability is totally based on the information, that partial information. If partial information is happening in positive direction, then probability would increase. If partial information is in negative way, then definitely the probability will decrease. So both things may happen. Okay, so as sometimes you will observe that partial information is not going to affect anything, and that situation we are calling it independent situation. Those situation will also come. So all these are various situation will come. So in this experiment you had already seen that this one was the partial information, this one is the prior probability without any partial information. Once you come across to have some partial information, based on that the probability of this event has been changed. Now it is different probability. So this probability is what it is, we are calling it conditional probability. And that means this probability we are getting with respect to some condition or some partial information. So this is the new kind of probability, and it is also satisfying all the axioms of probability. It is also, but remember that here also you can say that when you are dealing with conditional probability, then that time don't just forget about sample space, the original sample space. Your new sample space, your new inverse will be the event described by partial information. So you can say that for in order to calculate partial conditional probability, your new inverse or new sample space, you can say that it is b. By why? Because b is coming with respect to the partial information. So the new for conditional, remember that, don't try to take in otherwise. Here b is coming with respect to partial information. That's why here for this condition, only for conditional probability, you can consider b as a sample space, new sample space. Call is better, new sample space. So that is the approach. Okay, now we will take another example. Like in a word guessing game, the suppose the first letter is a t. So this is the partial information. First letter is t. So there is a word might have many letters. Okay, or suppose how many letter or two letter, something depends upon your situation. And here a partial information is giving that first letter is t. First letter is t. Now you have to find the probability. What is the probability, or what is the likelihood that second letter is h? That means what is the probability that you, and how many alphabets are there? 26 alphabets. That you have to find it out. So this is the partial information, and this is the event. So in prior this event will have different probability, but due to introduction of this partial information, the probability will update it. That will be something else. So we will solve this problem later. Okay. Likewise, how likely is it that a person has a disease given that medical test was negative? So this one is very common in medical sector. Generally, actually, if you try to go any kind of hospital for uh, any kind of medical test, they are taking test, and based on Bayes theorem. Generally, people are using Bayes theorem to infer about some kind of disease after having test. So it is very common there in medical science. They are applying all these conditional probability approach in order to identify whether that person is having particular disease or not based on the test. Why? You might have already observed that if you visit any kind of hospital, then due to some issue with your body, then definitely doctor will suggest first go for test. Directly that doctor will not say ki you might have this kind of disease or that kind of disease. They will ask for some kind of test. Based on that, they will infer that what kind of disease you might have. So these actually these kind of tests are very common in what we call it very big disease like cancer, or in current scenario COVID and other kind of things also you can say that. So in so simply conditional probability is playing very important role in case of inference problem. So inference, you will come to know inference problem. What is inference problem? After module 3 we will discuss there is a dedicated module 4. There I had already mentioned that there I will discuss a lot about such kind of approaches. Okay, so all these are here. It is all about how smart you are to identify what would be partial information that you have to identify, and based on that what is the event, so that partial information has influenced that event. And that influence means has influenced the occurrence of that event, or probability of that event, or chance of that event. So that things we will calculate here. So coming to further example, look, suppose a sport surge of air shows on a radar screen. How likely is it that it corresponds to an aircraft? So everyone might be aware of that aeroplane, airways. So tell me, anyone can say that how aeroplane is flying, how they decide path? Anyone? I think many of you might have already experience of flying or traveling by air. So anyone can comment over that, how flight path of flight is decided? Okay, sorry that again I got interrupted due to this network issue. So, uh, uh, am I audible? Actually, again, I don't know. I am facing a little bit network issue. Uh, 3 4 times it got disconnected. So where I was explaining the conditional property. Uh, so did you get that what information I was talking about partial information? Did you get that? Okay, then I will go forward to define conditional probability. What is conditional probability? So now tell me whether slide is visible or not. Okay, fine. So I was here. I was explaining various partial information situation, and that is going to update the probability. So I explained this one that when you toss a roll a dice twice, and that time this one by 6 was the prior probability, and event happening like this way. That means first it is saying that first first is 6, first come here coordinate is 6, and second it can be anything else. Okay. It can be anything else. So in that process, without any partial information, we come across to see that probability of A. If this event is 1 by 6, thanks to that sample space approach, we come across to calculate that probability of 1 by 6. Now, in this problem, we are having one partial information. It is saying that you are told that sum of the roll is 9. So this is the partial information. That's way this is the partial information, or due to that this event is given to you, it is known to you. Based on that, you try to find the probability of A. And what is the probability of A? That means in order to calculate probability of A, for A the new inverse would be not the complete sample space, the this information B, it would be new inverse for A. So you have to look for that how much of A is happening in B. So you can observe that only one of outcome of A is happening in B. So that's way probability of A given by B, it would be 1 by 4. So you can observe that this probability we are calling it conditional probability. Now it has been updated. Now this probability is something more than this prior probability. This probability is coming without any partial information, and this probability 1 by 4 is coming with respect to this partial information. The sum of the two rolls is 9. With respect to that, we are getting a new probability, and we can observe that there is a change. So always this change is it might be always in increasing order, or it might be in decreasing order, based on what kind of partial information we are you are having, whether it is positive partial information or negative partial information. So that is that. So partial information is giving something more about that random experiment in order to calculate more concrete things. So that partial information we are calling it conditioning over the uh, problem or random problem. So due to conditioning, you are updating your probability. So it is all about that conditioning, and conditioning is playing very important role. And if conditioning is not going to affect anything, then simply we will say that the events might be independent to each other. So various situation will come. So I was talking about one radar problem. So everyone might be aware of that airways. Most of you might have already traveled through that airways. Tell me how one aeroplane decide path. Anyone can say that? How they decide path? How they fly? Any idea? Are you able to listen me? Tell me how one flight decide path from one place to another place. All these are actually part of communication. You should know all these. Actually radar base, this flight is journey is happening radar base. And always if one flight have to take long journey, always they travel via airport wise or aerodrome wise. It is not like that they will. Suppose you might have already heard that news that the Pakistan didn't allow to fly the flight of our PM over Pakistan. So what is meaning of that? The meaning is that flight is always travel via airport, just above the airport. Whether it is going to land there or not, that one is not material. But the radar system is playing very important role there. So based on that, path is decided. Based on that path is decided. So radar is playing very important role in that situation. Okay. So in communication, radar is playing very important role. That I would like to say that. And here all those happening through probability. So those things you need to calculate how, what is the probability that radar will read presence of one aircraft, what is the probability that radar will miss the presence of one aircraft. So those kind of things we will see that. Also I have taken few problem as well. So now coming to further definition of conditional probability. So here I would like to define definition probability. Definition of conditional probability. So what is partial information? Suppose that we know about the outcome within some given event. So within some given event, uh, we are having some information. That information we are calling partial information, and we denote that partial information by B. Definitely, partial information again it would be a collection of some possible outcome. So that's why we are giving name. We can give name to that partial information, and we are calling it B. Okay. Now we wish to quantify the likelihood that the outcome A also belongs to that sum of the outcome of the partial information also belongs to our desired out event, or our desire discussion of outcome, collection of outcome. So that we need to construct a new probability law. That probability law we are calling it conditional probability of an event given the partial information B, or the given event B. You can call it B partial information, you can also call it given event. So both are feasible. And here we are putting a condition that probability of B is greater than 0. That means necessarily some outcome are there in B. Some outcomes are there. That means B is happening. See, it is not like that if someone is then saying that one such kind of partial information which is impossible. If you are taking such kind of partial information, then it would be meaningless to discuss about conditional probability. That means we are discussing only those partial information which are having positive occurrence. So that is that this positive occurrence is given by this probability. The probability is greater than 0. Then conditional probability of the event A, that means how much of A is happening due to B, that we define it like this way, that we are calling it conditional probability. That means conditional probability of A given B we are defining by how much of A is happening B. How I'm saying that chance of happening A in B divided by probability of B. Chance. So this chance of A is happening in B. I'm saying that it is like intersections of chance of A is or simply also you can say that outcome of A that happens in those outcomes of A, those are occurring in B divided by all possible outcome of B. So this is the way to define probability of conditional probability of a event A when you are having a partial information B. So this is, you can take it as a definition of conditional probability, and you might have already seen in your high school as well. So in this case where where the possible outcomes are finitely many, or that means suppose our discrete sample space happens to be discrete, and we are putting equally likely assumption among the outcome. In that case the conditional probability is taking just frequency approach. That means number of outcome of A within B divided by total number of possible outcome. So this one is the frequency approach, and this definition is only valid when your sample space happens to be discrete sample space. In that case this is the definition to calculate conditional probability of a conditional probability of event A given partial information B, or simply you can say that given B. So you can read it like this way: how much of A is happening B divided by how many times B is happening. So that way that is the better approach to calculate conditional probability. You don't have to calculate probability of A intersection B and probability of B individually. Directly if you observe, then easily you can calculate. One thing I had already discussed in last case. So one approach, same approach I had discussed in last slide. So I will take few example as well. So one example I am taking it three successive coin tosses. So this is the random experiment. Here we will try to introduce some kind of partial information. Then we will talk about little bit uh, what we will talk about how we can calculate the probability of one event, that associated event. So we'll try to find. So question is like this way: we toss a fair coin three times, three successively, three times. Then what we wish to find the conditional probability of a given b. That means also question might be probability of b given a, depends upon what scenario you would like to say. So if someone is asking to find the probability of a given b, that means here b is the partial information and a is the event whose probability we want to find. Okay, that is the scenario. And what are a and b? A and r b defined like this way: a is the event, it is talking about more heads than tails come up in this three successive, and b is the event, it is talking about first toss is a head. So this is the, so we can have explicit form of a and b. So first step is that, what first step always I would like to suggest that always try to identify what are the all possible outcomes. So in toss of three if you're tossing a coin three times successfully, then you will get a eight sequence that would define our sample space of this problem. So these are the member of the sample space, or these are the possible outcome, these are the outcome. So these are the collection of outcomes. So we are having sample space, very fine, there is no issue. So here if someone is willing to find probability of a, then you can find probability of a, that would be prior probability. You can say that prior probability, that means we are not putting any partial information directly, we are calculating. Also you can calculate probability of b. Here this one is different probability calculation. All these are just elementary probability, easily you can calculate all these things. Okay, based on up to this information you can calculate all these things. Okay, but here conditioning is coming here. So here event of interest are what? Here a is talking about more heads than tails, so these are the outcome of a. So a containing this outcome, and b is talking about first toss is a head, so these are the outcome of b. Okay, so we are having a and b event of interest both. Now we will try to find conditional probability. Then in order to find conditional probability, before calculating conditional probability, we need to find probability of prior probability of a and prior probability of b. So prior probability of a is 4 by 8, that means a 4 outcome of sample space is happening in a, so that's why 4 by 8. And 4 outcome of the sample space is happening in b, that's why 4 by 8. It is the probability of b. Now if you try to see that what is the common outcome of a and b, so these are the common outcome. That means how many times a is happening in b? Three times. And vice versa also, you can say that how many times b is happening in a? Three times. So okay, so step 4 is all about conditional we have to find conditional probability. That means conditional probability of a divided by conditional probability of a given b. So you have to find in numerator it would be how many times a is happening in b? Three times a is happening in b, so that's why 3 I divide by how many times b is happening in the sample space. How many times? It is 4 times. So directly you can calculate probability of a given b is 3 by 4. So this is the direct way to calculate conditional probability. One, that you can apply the formula that probability of a given b, probability of a intersection b divided by probability of b. So that approach also you can calculate, but here I always suggest go for direct calculation. That means you can say that how much of a is happening within b, how much of outcome of a is happening within b divided by how much of b is happening in the sample space. So that is the approach to calculate conditional probability. So this one is one problem. Just I will go one more problem. So that problem we are talking about design competition problem. So here problem is like this way. So there is a competition, in competition we are having two team. One team we are calling it conservative design team, that we denote it by c, and there is one more team that we are calling it innovative design team, and we denote it by n. And we are both team had been asked separately design a new product within a month. From the past experience, these are the partial information. Okay, so the probability that the team C is successful is 2 by 3. One information is this one. Second information is that the probability that team N is successful is 1 by 2. Third information is that the probability that at least one of the team is successful with this probability 3 by 4 with this probability. So these are the information related to here. Now what is the problem is that if both teams are successful, the design of team n is adopted, and we assume that exactly one successful design is produced, and then we have to find what is the probability that it was designed by team n. So here this is the problem. Smartly we have to design what is the sample space of this problem. So sample space we can define like this way. Here there are four possible outcome here corresponding to the four combination of success and failure of these two teams. So success and failure, you can say that these are the quantity, physical quantity, or simply quantity, and these will define what these will define our outcomes, desired outcomes. So outcomes, here there are four outcomes. SS, it is talking about success of both a team. Success, as this first S is talking about success of conservative team. This S is talking about success of innovative team. Then we will have another outcome SF. It is SF is talking about success of conservative team and uh, failure of innovative team, and FS is talking about failure of conservative team and success of innovative team, and FF is talking about failure of both team. So these are the outcomes, these are the four outcomes. So you can say that a sample space for this problem contains these all four possible outcomes. Also first step is done, we come across what is sample space. Now we will try to find subject of interest, or what are the events. So outcome, we are having information about outcome. Now we will look for event of what are the event of interest. First event of interest, it is talking about C. Based on that information, it is saying that C is successful, that conservative team is successful. It is talking about what. So this event is containing what are outcomes. It is C, when C would be successful, when so in this outcome you can observe that C is successful, also in this outcome C is successful. So this is A1 first event, where it is talking about C is successful, and A2 is talking about N is successful, and what are the outcome in A2? These SS and FS. Okay, and A3 is talking about at least one team is successful, and based on this, what would be the outcome? So A3 would talk about this event where outcome, these three are the outcome. Okay, so now we are having event of interest, what with which we can proceed further. So this is the approach to find event of interest. Okay, now we will go further from the problem, and we will try to see that what further information are given here. So information of that probability that C is successful, it is given. It is what? It is 2 by 3. Also we know that these are the outcome. So outcome, if you try to zoom in inside the outcome, each outcome is independent of other each mutually exclusive with respect to other outcome. So that means SS is mutually exclusive with respect to this one as well. So that's why probability of A1, if you want to calculate, just sum the probability, because this one is having no common thing with this one. So that's why both SS and SF, both outcomes happen at outcome level. Every outcome is mutually exclusive with respect to other outcomes. So that's why just sum it up, and that this probability of A1 is just probability of this plus probability of this, and that probability is given 2 by 3. And similarly probability of A2 is probability of this plus probability of this, and that probability is already given in the problem. It is 1 by 2, and probability of A3, this one would be A3. Probability of A3 would be probability of SS plus probability of SF plus probability of FS. Okay, and that probability is also given, that probability is 3 by 4. Also we know from the normalization condition that what does it say? So probability of sample space. So I would like to say that here sample space, probability of sample space is always equal to 1, and in the sample space how many outcome we observe? We observe 4 outcome: SS, SF, FS, FF. So if you sum this probability equal to 1. Now tell me how many equation we observe here? we are having four equation and we are having four probability. So easily by solving we can get individual. It is all about like solving system of linear equation. So after solving these four equation we can see that what are those probability. So probability of SS is 5 by 12, probability of SF is 1 by 4, probability of FS is 1 by 12, and probability of FF is 1 by 4. So we are having probability of each individual outcomes we come across. In the step 2 we calculate the probability of each individual outcome. Now problem is coming that we have to find the desired probability, that would be conditional probability. What is that? It is talking about we have to find that suppose it is talking about that if at least one team is succeed, and suppose that success is coming from uh, what we call it innovative team. So that means this is the uh, here event A you can call it, and this is B. So we have to find the probability of A given B. Like this way we are having so easily that we say that how much of A is happening within B, and that probability here, this calculation directly we can calculate because we are having all these probability. So we can simplify it like this way. And here probability of SF and FS, you can what we can calculate it like this way. SF and FS both are mutually exclusive. So in order to calculate probability of this event B, sum the corresponding probability, you will get the probability of B. And probability of this one is the common probability of A intersection B. Probability of A intersection B, this would be 1 by 12, and simplified this probability is equal to 1 by 4. So there is 1 by 4 chance that if you come to know at least one team is success, and that team is actually what it is actually innovative team. So that probability is 1 by 4. This is the approach to calculate conditional probability. And now it is already over 45 minutes. Regarding attendance, go and mark your attendance there in the comment box. And if you are having any question, you can ask.